Alright, it is a brisk morning here. I am up at 125th Street, and I am heading to the Greenway, but I'm taking a different route. Trying out the on 125th Street. I hope this is not the worst mistake ever. Wow, this guy's just parked right in the middle of the street. Left hand. Oh, wow, that blinking light really slows people down here, huh? Let's see if we can get across the street. Wow, this is a disaster. It's 125th Street. You got loading vehicles. You got cars perpendicularly parked on the sidewalk. Effectively, you have one lane. And that's what's kind of like funny about all of this, is how mismanaged the curve is. Mismanaged all the streets are and everything. Let's see if this Tesla driver lets me in. Hey, he did. We got Pennsylvania, we got New Jersey, So yeah, I'm riding over to the Greenway. This is kind of like a more direct route. You just oh, except with this wind. Oh my God. So it's a windy, chilly day today, which is not ideal, but take what you get. And Sharrows. Lovely welcoming Sharrows, where this BMW driver cuts in front of you. This person is doing an incredibly dangerous move. But the Greenway entrance is right here. So you don't have to go like, you don't have to navigate all through up around 106th Street and then through Riverside Park and all that. You just like glide onto the entrance right here. I think that's at least the plan. We'll find out. I'm also mapping this on Strava so I can get a better sense of how far I'm going. But yeah, here it just, oh my God, it's windy. Oh wow. This is going to be completely unusable audio, I think. And it's going to be a rough patch here, but let's see. So what I like up here is that it's kind of like a different crowd almost. It's like a different group of commuters because they're cycling down from, you know, pretty far up. And I remember when I came up here earlier this week, I think, just to sort of experiment. It was dark, so it wasn't ideal. I got to kind of see how it went. Now I get to see it in the morning. This is 9:30 on a Friday. This guy in this BMW, Connecticut, looking at his phone. I don't know, you can't see, but AL33245. This guy right here, the BMW X5, AL33245, Connecticut. Looking at his phone. Yeah. So look at this. Nice, beautiful, just beautiful water on your right, and grotesque concrete and cars and billboards and junk on your left. So I'm going to focus most of my attention on the right side, as you may well imagine. So let's see, yesterday was Halloween. Halloween is in New York City. So Halloween, I think, let's set some context. When you look at a chart of car crashes and deaths per day for the year for the country, Halloween is this massive outlier. It's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times, whatever the daily numbers are. So it sticks out really high. And that's because obviously there's a billion kids out trick-or-treating at night in costumes, right, on the streets, walking around, as they should. I mean, it's not like they're walking on highways, they're walking in front of their houses, literally to go door to door, you know, and say trick or treat. So, question is, why are so many children getting killed? Because that spike is also, it's not just like a statistic, right? I mean, it is, but that is mostly children, right? It's not going to be like your regular average day, just more of it. The thing that stands out is that you have mostly children who are out. So you'd assume that, oh my God, sorry, it's a little windy. Wow, this is tough. Oh my God. It's been a rough ride, man. I don't even know if I can talk this whole time. Probably should have gone down Central Park. I'll find out how fast my speed is down the greenway on a particularly windy day. I never really know. But anyway, so we went trick-or-treating yesterday, and so much fun. We were up in Harlem, over in the like between 116th and 125th, kind of on the east-ish side, or middle, like around Lenox, out of Clayton, kind of those areas, the brownstones that are all there. People come out, they really get into it. The candy's great, the costumes are great, people are great, you know, I mean, hundreds of kids out. It is like a big experience, it's a lot of fun. What's not so fun is that, and kind of the point, is that nothing about the street and street management or anything changes on Halloween. Like, it's kind of this insanity of business as usual for all drivers, and like everything else, like garbage trucks were coming through, collecting trash and doing things like that that are like incredibly dangerous between 5 and 7 p.m. when all these kids are out. Like, this is very, very predictable. everyone knows, like everyone in New York or any agency should be very well aware of what the city, like what's going on, and the city should respond with appropriate, you know, changes in their policies, or you know, that sort of thing. So for example, imagine saying, okay, we're on a Halloween schedule, or we're on a holiday schedule, and you know, we're not going to pick up trash that day, we're going to shift it the next day, or a couple hours later, or a couple hours earlier, or whatever. Similarly, DOT should not wait for like somebody to like request a street closure. They should just look at the foot traffic, look at the children there, realize that there are a billion children walking around generally pretty tight like neighborhoods. You know, this isn't like shut down the whole city, well that would be nice, but it's like there are various areas where you could coordinate this stuff much better. Maybe not 100%, but like you could certainly look at these pockets and coordinate with the community and just say like, all right, look, to make this a much safer day, evening, we're going to shut down certain streets, open them up to children and make them significantly safer, so that you guys are not wedged in. Wow, this driver just went straight through the stop sign back there. Oh God, it's always when I don't have my camera on. I need to practice like a move where I can just hop off the bike and let it keep going straight. Like when I want to just like jump off real quick and like let the bike keep going into a car or something. Not like to hurt anybody, but like in a situation like that, oh man, that guy went 30 miles an hour through a stop sign off the highway. And that is literally the kind of behavior you get when you have this garbage highway where people speed and expect that they can go this fast everywhere. And then that comes into infrastructure like a bike lane and a stop sign and stuff like that. That like doesn't actually stop anybody from doing anything. Right? It's just like a suggestion. Most of this is a suggestion. Like what's even a cop? I've seen a lot of cops at that location before. Like these guys, what are they gonna do to like a driver that comes through? You know, what are they gonna do? Ticket him? Like, you wouldn't even see him coming. I mean, this guy was going 30 miles an hour, maybe faster. I guess he got to where he needed to go because he's not out here now. It was not a taxi or anything. It was just a New York plate, HK something something something. This video of these top 10 like police inventions to stop speeding cars, and basically they just show them being used, and they're like all these kind of random things, like, you know, the kind of massive what's it called, like wedges and things that are in front of like the World Trade Center and places like that, that like, and they show cars going, you know, or trucks, like big trucks and stuff going like 50 miles an hour ramming into these things to test them, and they just get destroyed and stop cold in their tracks. Like, And it's really pretty cool to watch. Because you're like, yeah, it'd be nice if we had that. Wow, that was a nice bus driver. He definitely had the right of way. I should not have gone through a red light, but he stopped. Wow, we are still moving here. It's 42nd Street. Holy cow. So you got this cyclist. He's got to navigate through all this crap, even though he has the right of way. All these people have the right of way, and they have 14 seconds to cross like 9 lanes of traffic. What a disaster. 42nd Street. This whole thing should be pedestrianized, buswayed, turned into a busway with virtually no private cars coming through unless they like absolutely need something. Yeah, and so these videos, this video is really cool. These they had like a strip that like jumps out in the middle of the road that has like spikes on it. They have this net that like you lay out, and the net itself like gets caught in the wheels, so you can be going 60 miles an hour over this net, and the net sort of like latches onto your wheels, like it has a little spike on it, and then the actual netting like just gets caught into the wheels itself, and then basically stops you cold and does it like safely, so you're not like doing anything, you know. It's a much safer way to bring these cars to a stop. I think they're meant to be used in like high-speed pursuits, but God, they were cool to watch, because you're like, man, that should be, all these things should be out here all over the place. You should constantly be facing punctured, you know, tires if you go more than, you know, 20 miles an hour in a school zone, something like that. Like, that should be your penalty. Instead, your penalty is nothing. Like, if you go fast, you get to your destination faster. That's it, if you're not caught. But we should have automated enforcement and much more severe penalties for drivers who are reckless. Those are all things that people are, thank God, that a lot of the city council is already talking about, already moving forward with. I follow all the members. I get their emails. So there's a lot of great stuff that I think is moving along. I think it's just, you know, just challenging to sort of just live day to day and watch these things in slow motion. It's like an extreme slow motion. But you gotta remember, like a couple years ago, we didn't have city bike docks above 86th Street. Now they're at 130th Street. You know, you know, it was just a few years ago you had 50,000 rides a day. Was like the peak, and now it's like 100,000 is the peak. It's pretty cool. Like, just a really impressive changes in a few years, and so it makes you, I don't know, I'm very optimistic for the next few years. I'm not optimistic about the front wheel of this city bike I'm on, but I'm also not optimistic that I'm going to make the dock in time to avoid a fee. Let me, I guess I'll see at the light here. This was a long ride. I was not moving fast at all most of it. Now I get to breathe in the fumes of these helicopters. said it 100 times, I'll say it again. I really can't wait for the electric city bikes to arrive. They are supposed to be here by now. I think they were supposed to be here in September of 2019. That's the last mention I think we ever had, was like back in whatever, April or something like that. They were like, oh, they'll be here in September or the fall, you know? But I'll believe it when I see it or when I ride it. All right, we are at 26th Street. Let's see if we can get through this. Quick time check. "41 minutes, oh man. All right, I'm gonna have to dock. No, I'm gonna dock at 11. I'm gonna just dock as soon as wherever I can. Oh, it's super annoying. Well, actually, let me see. We're gonna dock. We do have like a few minutes, so it's not the end of the world, but it is the end of the world, though. Like, oh my god! Holy shit! That wind just almost knocked me off the bike. Cool. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Because look at this. Cool, there's a truck on the sidewalk and multiple buses and trucks on the bike lane. Thank you, everybody on the bike lane. What are you honking at? Brah? I'm gonna... come up here and dock. Wow, this is super annoying. To like a 4-foot wide sidewalk with 100 kids, and it's just a lot safer whenever you're crossing the street, you know, because the way that you trick or treat is like you see somebody across the street and you're like, oh, there's a house, you know, that we didn't get to. I'll stop over there. You do a little zigzagging, and normally it's pretty fun. It's fine, but obviously there's risk, you know. There's very little risk when the street is closed to cars, as it should. It's not like it's going to disrupt economic activity for the city, for all these car owners who never move their cars. Oh man, this is taking a long time here. I have a feeling this route is a little longer than the way that I went. This path is longer than the way I normally go. Because I have not even hit my normal entry point yet. I think it's up ahead. So that's my concern about Halloween. I think New York City and you know, most American cities can do so much better. I don't know what's going on in other cities, but I feel like if anyone was really being very proactive about this stuff, I would know about it. Oh my god, I need an electric bike. Oh man. down to 1. I'm on the lowest gear right now. Moving at, I don't know, 3 miles an hour here. I'm definitely gonna get hit with a overage fee on this ride. So that sucks. But all in the name of bike talk, to bring you the content that you deserve. So this is where I normally would come down. Now I'm finally entering where I would normally enter. Except I just spent, I don't know, a mile and a half or however long. Oh, yeah, because that's 129th Street, and then I think this is 96th Street here. Right over here. So yeah, I mean, 35 blocks is like, you know, is like almost 2 miles. So it does make some sense, but whew, my legs are like already kind of tired. My hands are toasty though. My hands are pretty toasty, I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I am not that cold, my face is a little bit wind worn. So, oh, we have like a moment of no wind here. Nice. That'll stop in 2 seconds. So yeah, so that's Halloween. So yesterday I wasn't planning on biking at all. Just wasn't thinking about it. I didn't bring my helmet, but it was 70 degrees, and so I was meeting my family up in Harlem. And I was like, oh, you know, because the Halloween technically was like 5 to 7, so you kind of have to get there, you know, to try to spend as much time as you can. So I figured the fastest way for me to get there would be by bike. I'm going from Chelsea by citbike. Oh, they got the wing. He's got a wing. She. Wow, they are like blasting right ahead of me here. I can barely, I'm not even, keeping up is not even the phrase. I can barely like stand here. So I biked up without a helmet on 6th Avenue, which is not great, not gonna lie. 6th Avenue sucks. Definitely needs to get a fully protected bike lane extended all the way up from 34th, which is where it ends, all the way up to Central Park, where you can enter the park. There's no cars. It's actually a very nice ride. Or you can go on Central Park West if you just cut over a couple avenues. So I'm going up 6th Avenue without a helmet, which means I don't have a camera on. One of the only rides I've done recently without a camera. And I'm riding on the painted bike lane at 41st Street. It's a painted pile of garbage. It's like a narrow door zone lane, but I was technically in it. I mean, I was in the lane and aware of my surroundings, looking around. And this driver to the right of me starts swerving to the left in front of me, right? Like, I mean, just a few feet in front of me. And he's trying to get in to like cut across the painted bike lane to get into to the curb. Now, I was never in any danger. I want to be very, very clear. I was just annoyed. I was just irritated by this because I'm riding. This guy isn't even looking. He's going slow, but he's like slowly just going right into my path. Like literally the wheels are in the middle of the painted bike lane. And so I'm riding and I'm in the back, like the back left of the car. And I'm like, F this. So I just I kind of kept going. and smacked his mirror a little bit with my handlebar, and I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know, to make a point. Now, I didn't really do anything too dangerous. I was never in any danger again. Like, it wasn't like I was getting, like, falling or smacking anything. I didn't use my hand. I didn't really do any of that stuff. I just sort of like, it was like a love tap. But again, like, I want to be really clear, I was in the bike lane. I was in the bike lane. I did not hit him. Contact was made because he swerved into me and did not yield. That's failure to yield. It was like perfect. It was a perfect call. No, it was exactly what, you know, you're not allowed to do. So I confront the guy and immediately notice he has a badge. So here I am, kind of yelling at a cop. Now, it was an unmarked car, so, you know, it's not like I knew from behind. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you riding into the bike lane? And he's like, what do you mean? Did you see my blinker? You got to pay attention. I put on my blinker. I said, dude, that's what are you talking about? You don't get to pull on your blinker and then ram a cyclist. I'm like, you're still not allowed to ride in the bike lane. What is wrong with you? And I'm like looking at him. And so at this point I'm in the front of the car, you know, looking back at him, and you can see plain as day his entire front wheel is like positioned entirely in the bike lane, right? He's like basically angled in. So I'm like, dude, you can't just drive in the bike lane. Putting on a blinker doesn't mean anything. You have to look out. He's like, well, you got to look out for me. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. You have to yield. So he goes, well, whatever, go, you know, just get out of here. Go ahead. And so at this point, I mean, I was like, all right, I'm not going to make a big stink out of this. It's not really worth it. Hold on, I gotta get up this hill. Oh, jeez. And sure enough, this other guy, Uber driver, is sitting right there the whole time, leaning out his window, looking at me, looking at another guy. He's like, hey, what'd you say to him? This Uber driver says to me. We're all stopped at a red light. Nobody's going anywhere. There's no danger or anything. And I go, well, yeah, I told him not to drive in the bike lane. He almost hit me, you know? And he's like, okay, but like, he's a cop. I'm like, I know, I could see that he had a badge. And the Uber driver made kind of a joke. Maybe he wasn't even joking. He was like, yeah, I mean, I was hoping not to, I wouldn't have to get like involved, and if you were gonna like yell at him or something, you know, where you'd get like beaten up or something, or shot or whatever, you know, by a cop. I'm like, well, thanks for that. I'm like, no, I mean, I'm not getting involved at that level. You could question like whether or not I should have even had said anything, confronted him at all. Not sure. Of course, like without a camera, without a helmet, you know, you take a lot of, that's sort of a risky maneuver. I think like what's crazy is I wear a helmet mainly, well, to protect my head, but also to hold my camera, and then I film all my rides. Like specifically so that I have evidence in case something happens. And here is like the one example, the one time. How shitty would that have been if, like, I mean, I can't, you know, just the fact that something did happen. No, JGN 2156. wide, shitty streets are the worst. I gotta do this again. Oh, come on. Let me just take my bike back. Yay! Yeah. Wow, this is a garbage zone here. Look at this trash and crap. Because presumably street cleaners can't get through here or whatever. That's what they'll argue. Or they don't. They just don't feel like it, or I don't know what. But it's pretty disgusting here. So it's like for a street that humans actually need to use. Like when you're on a bike, you actually notice this stuff. When you're in a car, yeah, it doesn't matter. The car is totally separated from the street. What the fuck, man? Dude, it's a bike lane. What are you doing? Bike lane. You gotta go over there. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna listen to me. Oh, you did move. Oh, wow. Nice work. Thank you. I was trying it again. Oh. Tons of leaves, so you don't know if you're going to hit anything. Count as 2 rides. There's really only one on my ride history. All right, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time. And I didn't capture it. I think it's really way less dramatic than I'm making it sound. Like, I think it all happened in under 20 seconds. You know, I probably just dinged him. He said, "What are you doing?" I said something. He said something. That was it, right? Wasn't really much of anything. But I wonder if, like, having a camera makes you more prone to, like, confrontation. I don't want to call it confrontation, but let's say, like, elongating a confrontation, like continuing something, knowing, like, well, you're on camera, so something happens, I'm pretty protected. What is going on? Cleaning stuff with it. Definitely getting shit in my eyes. Huh. Cool. So that was my story for yesterday, but I got from, I think the craziest thing though is that I got from, let's see, 26th and 7th, or 25th and 7th, all the way up to 117th and Lenox, or Malcolm X, in 32 minutes. Just think about that. That's like insane. Right, like, even if you got on the subway at the beginning, you probably would barely make it there. Definitely zero chance you can get there. Well, maybe you get there by car. I don't know though. You know, at 5 o'clock on Halloween. But man, it was a really nice night. And you get to see cool stuff, you know? You get to see, like, people in costumes and stuff. I really want the city bike e-bikes. They would cut through this wind. Like right now, I am sort of battling a lot of wind resistance, sort of pushing me at from the right, from the water, pushing me from the front, right, and just like slowing me down. And I'm on a 3, but I probably shouldn't be. I'm on a 2 now. And I'm tired. Whew. So this weekend